Hello, Vintage Outboard Motor fans. This is T-Mike out here on Toledo Bend Lake, making another video today. Today's video is going to be on a restore that I'm getting started on. It's restore number 162. It's a 1945 9.7 horsepower Evinrude for Chris. So it's a 1945. I've done a few of these earlier models. They can be kind of tricky on getting parts and getting them reworked, but I'm going to make a full restore out of it and make it look new. So if everybody's ready, here we go. Okay, so Chris dropped this off back in May. We're in December now, so I'm just getting to it now. But anyway, I couldn't check compression on it because the Powerhead, it's not frozen, but it's very, very, very hard to turn. Very hard to turn. So my first goal on doing this full restore, make it look brand new and run good and look good, my first project's going to be to check compression. So I gotta free up the Powerhead. I'm gonna do the T-Mike trick with some WD-40 and some carb cleaner and pulling the rope, try to get it freed up where it runs free, and we're going to check compression. And then we're going to check spark. And then we're going to get fuel to it and see if we can get her started. So here we go with the first part, getting her freed up. I'm going to try to get to the cylinders, take the spark plugs out, and try doing some spraying on it. Got 4 cylinders in it, 4 spark plugs, a 4-cylinder. I put a couple of white tie wraps on the top spark plug wires so I don't get them mixed up. All right, I'm going to take the spark plugs out now. Not with this, I won't. Hope I can check compression. That looks like a bigger spark plug. Okay, I got all 4 spark plugs out. Now I'm going to spray some cleaner and WD-40, see if I can get it loosened up. Pretty tight. Carb cleaner. I'm just going to alternate it. WD-40 and carb cleaner, 3 pulls, 3 pulls, 3 pulls at a time. See if I can get it to go better. Well, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Now I'm gonna get my compression gauge, see if I can get some compression readings. That's what I was afraid of. My compression gauge doesn't fit on these bigger spark plugs. So that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to get the right fitting to get a compression reading. I'll come back to it when I find that. So the motor is still hard to pull. I brought it inside my shop here, and the process is going to be to pull the gear case off and then see if it's still hard to pull, if the problem is in the gear case or in the power head. So I'm going to work on taking the prop off now, and I believe loosen these two bolts and the water tube, and this gear case should come off. We'll see how that. All right, so I got the gear case pulled off. I got it set over there on my stand, and watch this. That baby pulls now. So the problem's going to be in that gear case. And back in those days, they didn't use oil, they used grease. So I'm pretty sure when I take that gear case apart and get all that gummed up grease out there and refresh it, it'll be freed up. So now I'm going to try to check for spark now that I can pull the rope. Let's see if we got spark. Okay, I got my checker hooked up. I had to make a adapter for it because the ends of the wires don't have boots on them. They screw on the terminal to the spark plug. So I made an adapter to get my spark checker there. And I turn off all the lights and pull the rope. And guess what? No spark. I've checked all 4 spark leads and no spark. So the magneto is up underneath the gas tank right here, and they got old time points on them that could be dirty. I'm gonna take the gas tank off and get to the magneto and clean those points and ohm it out, and we'll see if we can create spark. So before I dig into the magneto, I took my voltmeter out. I'm checking for ohmage on all 4 spark leads. I should see the coil inside and get some kind of a reading between, I don't know, 2 ohms and 300 ohms, I was thinking, on these older coils. And I get no reading on any one of the leads. So we definitely got a problem with the magneto. Let's dig into it now. So the no spark problem, after disassembling the gas tank, the flywheel, getting the magneto off, the no spark problem is one of the points is gummed up. You can see this is the working one. See how when I push on that rod, the points move? But when I push on this rod, it won't go in. But if I force it in with a screwdriver, it will. Alright, so got it done. The trick is to use some carb cleaner to get the gunk off of those 2 pistons, and watch how it works. Got her fixed. Got her fixed. The other side works good. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the points with some 1000 grit sandpaper. Clean both points and put it back together. We got working points. Just dirt and grime. We're gonna clean her all up. So got all the points working and cleaned. I took my voltmeter and I'm checking out the coils. So on this top coil, when I go across, look for it out here on my 2 top cylinders, I get 0.7 ohms on this lead, which would be the primary. And on the other side, top spark wire, I get 8,000 ohms, which would be the secondary. So when I move my meter over to this coil, kind of get the same thing. I get on the bottom cylinder on this side, I get 8,000 ohms. On the bottom cylinder on this side, I get 0.8 ohms. So secondary, primary, how the operation of these coils work. So I think all my wiring is good and my points are operating right. Let's put it back together and see if we get spark. All right, so got everything back together. Magneto's in, flywheel, puller handle here, and I got my spark checker set up on the left side, top and bottom. Watch what happens when I pull the rope. Woohoo! Got spark, baby. Got spark on that side. Let's go on the other side. All right, let's see what we got. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Spark on both sides. Moving on. Next thing is to take that gear case apart and see what the grease has done to it on the inside and get that lubricated and back on where we can pull the rope like this. Looking good. Making progress. Okay, well, that's going to conclude episode 1. We did a lot of good progress on this restore. For Chris, we determined that the Powerhead was sluggish and hard to pull. Took the gear case off and it freed it up. So this gear case in episode 2, going to take it apart and see why it's gummed up inside. We went on to spark and we found the rod inside the points on one side was frozen up. We freed it up and we got spark. Couldn't check compression because I need the adapter and I couldn't find it. So we're going to go on and assume that we have compression. So we say we have compression, we have spark. Now we got to free up this gear case so that we can pull the rope with it on and get spark. And then we're going to put some fuel to it and see if we can get her started. So I enjoyed episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2 on the 9.7. See y'all next video. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making it. If you did, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button and catch all my videos. You know, my passion are these vintage outboard motors. Johnson and Evinrude, 1950s, 60s, and 70s, 3 horsepower to 18 horsepower. I think I have all the videos, over 500 videos, on everything you need to know to repair, service, and restore your vintage outboard motors. I have all the parts, all the videos, and all the parts manuals for you to do that. I love what I do. The best way to reach me is on my website, tmikesvintageoutboards.com. You go to that website, I have links for everything you need. I have links for all the parts you need. If you don't know the parts you need, there's a link called the Parts Broker where you can fill out the form and submit it to me, and I'll find your part for you. All right. I also have a link for a mail-in repair service where you can ship me your carburetor, your gear case, or your magneto. I'll repair it, video it, put it on YouTube, and ship it back to you. I also have a link for technical consulting. If you have a question, just fill out the link. There's a donation page if you want to help pay T-Mike, and I'll answer your question and get back to you. That's the best way to reach me, is on my website, tmikesvintageoutboards.com. I love what I do. It's been a great ride. And remember, always remember, and never forget, here at T-Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time.